This is an unusual right cross. It's a looping right cross. A normal right cross will be delivered straight. This is going to be looping round. I'm going to explain that in a moment. The reason why it's the first one, it's the longest range one, is because it works best when you actually step in. So your opponent's giving you a little bit of space, or you actually have had a little bit of time and distance to realise what's going on. You're aggressively pursuing him with this first shot. So what you do is, having set up and caught your range, you step in and across, and you punch straight into the jaw here. Those are the primary dynamics of the right cross. So the key points to this are to deliver with the middle knuckle right into the very tip of his chin here, and it's a clipping shot. So as you come in, it's not straight, we're not going straight in, we're looping and we're clipping across to drive his head back and round. Any clip that you see of a boxing knockout or a street fight knockout, it will have an element of the head being shook that way. That's exactly what we're seeking to do, just clip his jaw across that way for a good fast knockout shot. The other key elements here are to step across his centre line this way, my left foot. I'm driving and powering off the right foot, and I'm smashing right the way through his jaw here. Bang, it's a power shot. I'm really pushing into it. You can actually even jump into that shot. Well, I'll discuss that in a moment. Other key elements, the kinetic chain, bringing from the floor. It's your feet, your knees, your hips, your shoulders, then your hands. I'm going to exaggerate it. It's here. Bang, you smash right the way through the jaw for the knockout shot. A slightly more advanced variation on the right cross, and a technique that's worked for me quite well on a number of occasions, is to put a small sliding jump into it. So as you're stepping across with your left to deliver there, you're not just stepping, you actually jump a little bit. And if you do that, you can connect with a lot more body weight and a lot more force behind it. It's not the safest way of doing things, but if you catch somebody with it, you'll get the kind of knockout where they don't go backwards, they just drop straight down. It's a good instant knockout shot. So as you would normally deliver, which is here with good hip movement, and your left foot comes across, this time you're just jumping slightly into it, and you actually want to hit before your left foot hits the ground. So to exaggerate that, it's here, there, and then that's the last thing that goes down. So to put all that together, there, and you jump, smash through the guy's jaw, and you'll end up right the way past him, and he should drop right at your feet. That's if it works. So to practice this technique again, make sure the pad man's not smashing the pad back into your hand too much. You're not focused on driving the pad backwards and seeing how hard you can hit a pad with your bare hand. You're clipping. It's a precision shot. So you clip and get that pad shake, but you can also put a little slide and jump in there as well, get a bit more power. The important elements of this to remember when you're delivering the right cross is to get that kinetic chain coming up from the floor, get plenty of hip movement, and you're striking across, and remember you're clipping the target. Now when you're using the pads, if you're not used to using the pads, try and train this with no gloves, with no wraps on. If you do it with wraps on and with a glove on, you'll start to get very, very comfortable with that. The person who's holding the pads for you, if they turn it, it starts to represent a jaw a little bit more. Whatever you do, when you're hitting this, make sure you remember your hips. It's your feet, your knees, your hips, your shoulders, and then your hand goes last. The weapon actually moves last. And remember to step across, as I said to you before, here. Now, as you're holding the pad, what this pad man's doing is correct. What he's not doing is driving that into my fist, which you should never do anyway. But if I haven't got wraps on and I haven't got gloves on and he drives it in, over a few repetitions, that's going to damage my hand. So that needs to be static. I'm just aiming to clip here. And remember to shake the pad. See that shake? That represents the jaw being moved across that way. So remember your feet, remember your hips, weapon goes last, and just shake the pad.